You know, that's how I refer to them sometimes. Like, oh, somebody from season 2 came back.
Came back from the dead.
It's, bro, you know which one always comes back from the dead.
Yes.
Hi guys, I'm Erica Starr, and welcome to Yip To My Yap with the lovely
Sima Sadikov.
And I don't know where to go from here because this is the first podcast.
No, honestly, I'm really excited that I'm your first guest. Like, I feel like a queen.
Yeah, honestly, I've been shitting bricks for the past, how long has it been? 30 minutes?
Like 30 minutes, yeah.
30 minutes.
That's okay. That's a good warm-up time.
Yeah. There was this one moment I will never forget. An old friend of mine, we were on the school bus, and I was at the orange foundation part of my life.
Yeah.
And he went like this. He Simba'd me across my forehead and then wiped his thumb across the back of the bus seat in front of us. And you just saw this Oompa Loompa streak. And I said, oh. And then and he looked at me. He was like, I had no idea. I said, oh, you knew. You would have. And then not only is there an orange streak on the seat, but now there's a blank streak on my forehead. So I'm like orange and brown. I was like, oh my God, I hate my life. And yeah, so I went through all the weird stuff, or like the mascara, like not knowing how to clean off the mascara from my lashes, like on my eyelids or whatever, or just like having my hair straightened all the time. Everyone thought my natural hair was straight because I straightened it, and I wouldn't go to school if it was humid outside and I had straight hair because like it was gonna get frizzy and all that stuff. So I think all the insecurities and all that, like high school is really it for me.
No, I agree. Like, but here's the thing: I had like stages too. I remember in 8th grade there was this one girl. I always had my hair in a ponytail, and I'm not saying like a high cute pony or whatever.
The George Washington.
I just like I never called it that, but honestly, it was like George Washington. Yeah, like, I don't know. I just get hot, and I would pick up my hair, and it would literally be like a low pony and whatever. And this girl, I remember one time, she was like, you have such beautiful hair. And she's just like, it was like a moment, you know, like it was always a girl. There's always girls that make you feel beautiful. Yeah. And I love that. And like, she just took it out and she's like, you have such beautiful hair. You should let it down. Da, da, da. And from that day on, I would literally wear my hair like down. And some days, like if it was up, I would start like, you know, kind of picking it up. And I felt beautiful. But even like, maybe I was beautiful with a low pony with that George Washington.
Founding father.
But like, I just felt beautiful. And then I go on to high school, and I don't know. I don't want to be that type to be like, oh, like I was like a, you know, a guy's girl or type of thing. I just like didn't care so much about like how I looked. I would always be in sweats because I was like dancing, and then like I grew up with an older brother, and he would always be like, you're beautiful the way you are, like, you know, whatever. And you know, he was right. But like my case is like I actually never had to worry about that until like I started like having crushes on boys, and I started thinking like I saw like this guy that I had a crush on and the type of girl that he had a crush on, and it was like it became like not so much like me comparing myself to this girl, but just like
comparing yourself to his standards.
Yeah, like, and I'm just like, oh, okay, I see what he likes, you know. And I think also same thing, it's always at the end of like the school period. Like this was in 12th grade where this one girl was like, Seema, you are so beautiful inside out. Like that's what she said. And I love her to death. Like we don't talk so much, but anytime I talk to her, it's just like, I just always like will mention to everybody, she's the sweetest person ever. And she literally told me that. And I literally felt that in my soul. And
you just have like these like fairies coming to you.
Yeah, they literally, both of them were like just fairies. And literally, and that was in the beginning of 12th grade. And I felt and I was so confident that whole year. I remember like feeling like just so good about myself and like, you know, whatever. I didn't have to like change anything, and I just felt good and vibrant and stuff. Yeah. And it really does have to, I feel like the big part of it is confidence. You know, I think confidence makes a person extremely beautiful. Bro. And I feel like we all should be confident because we're all so beautiful and unique in our own ways. You know what I mean?
All right.
No, like if we're gonna get so touchy in this.
I've been saying this a lot. Like I feel like I got like my second puberty at the beginning of this year because I have had this confidence kick, like because I talk about it a lot. Yeah. Where it's just like because I don't want to be like, oh, I don't wear makeup, but it's like I haven't worn like I don't wear foundation unless it's like super cold outside. I'm like whatever I'm going to is like super like nice, and you got to get done up, and it's not obvious that I'm done up because when you're pale and your skin is just looking cracked and it's just whatever. But yeah, so for the most part, like I don't wear makeup and all that, and I got like, used to my face because like at work I have to be on camera and I have to just like super quickly get myself together. Like I don't really have time to really get myself together the way that I would have before. So I had to get used to seeing my face not only like from the front, but like just in its regular daily state kind of thing. And I think seeing it more often was like, oh, like she's not ugly. Like she's pretty all right. And I think it's just more so getting comfortable with my face. Yeah. But then this year, at the beginning of the year, I don't know what happened. I think I learned how to do my hair right. I think I learned how to work out the right way. I think my diet, like, you know, everything just has been working. And I have been feeling like I'm that girl. Yeah. Like
I see that. Like I've seen that, like that little switch. I mean, I feel like you were confident when I met you, but it's just like I don't know. It's different. Like you're just like really maturing into that.
Yeah, and a lot of people recently, like the biggest compliment I've been getting is like, "Yo, you're just glowing." And I'm like, whoa, don't tell me my head's gonna get a little big. You know, like I'm a big rom-com person, but at the same time, it's one of those where like I accept what a rom-com is meant to do and the general like whatever of a rom-com. And so like I give in to the whole like, oh, they just happen to be at the same cafe or you know, like little stuff like that. I don't mind it because it's like, well, yeah, they're at the same cafe. What's gonna happen? How are they gonna see each other again? You know, like I get like, oh, so sometimes I like the whole like, you know, what's it called? Oh my God, what's the word? Not expectedness. Not
expectedness. Yeah, I don't know. I'm stupid too, so like, it's not gonna come up right now in my head.
Oh my gosh.
The plot twist.
The stereotype. No,
when you're not when you expect
when you are expecting. Yeah.
I'm not expecting. I'm not pregnant. No, when you are expecting.
But
we'll get back to it. Gosh. Like I feel like we'll scream it out at one point.
I know. Oh my gosh. Damn it.
Yeah, okay, when it's obvious. I know what you mean. Like when you know what's to come.
Yes.
We'll look it up. I know it's gonna itch. It's gonna itch for like
gonna do
the rest of this podcast.
So much. You know, there was this one time that same exact thing happened with a guy, and when he knew the word, it did something for me. Yeah. Like we were talking about a guy that I had like used to talk to, whatever, and he was like, "Give me his Instagram," and I was like, "Okay, cool." So I give him his Instagram, and he goes through his page.
Oh damn!
And he goes through his page, and he's like, "Oh, he wears this and this and this," and I was like, "No," but like I only see him at the gym, so his gym clothes are the only ones that count. Like the whatever's on his page doesn't count, and I'm trying to find the word for what like doesn't like you know it doesn't count, doesn't count, and he goes.
What do you say? You gotta tell us.
I hate myself. He goes, "It's inadmissible." I was like,
oh, and you're like, yes.
A vocabulary does it for me, but that's a smart word.
We love a literate king.
No, I had to call my mom, and I was like, you won't believe what just happened.
You won't believe the word that I learned today. The word of the day is.
Bro, and that we just call it Mr. Inadmissible now. But like that,
that's hilarious.
It did something, and I won't forget it. It's so like ingrained in my head, and a part of me hates that I got to like over it, but like nah, I'm owning up to it.
No, but there you go.
Yeah,
there you go. But I'm interested in the fact that you like showed him the Instagram. Like you just were like, yeah, here you go. Like, I mean, of this guy that you used to talk to.
Because I was so intrigued by the fact that he cared how he looked. Mm-hmm. Because me and that guy, we weren't at a point where like we were talking. Yeah. It was just more so he wants to poke fun. I'm like, if you want to poke fun, it's got to be because you want to feel better than the competition. I don't believe in competition, by the way. That's not a thing. But if that's what he wanted to think was happening, I'm gonna let you if that makes you feel something. Right. So yeah, I sent it, and at first I was just gonna send pictures, but I was like, honestly, the guy wasn't photogenic, so he didn't have any good picture. I was just like, you know what? Here's the page. Yeah. And yeah.
We got to talk about that. Actually, I really want to talk about that. What? Like how guys sometimes are just not photogenic, but they're beautiful in person. Bro. Like it's crazy.
No, don't get. Because people make the whole joke of like the whole, oh no, wait, he looks better in person. Are you only showing those 2 pictures on the Instagram? Right. And it's like, you gotta understand, for a lot of guys' Instagrams, most of the pictures are from like 2012. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. No, you know, so, okay, the way I met my boyfriend was like we have a mutual best friend, but the thing is that like he like DM'd me and stuff like that. Like we knew of each other and we met once in 2018, but you know that's a big difference. Like meeting in 2018 and 2021.
Yeah.
Big difference. We changed a lot, and like especially him, like he grew literally. And so like, and we were just like, hey. Like, you know, like, hey, and bye and whatever. And then so when he DM'd me and stuff, and I'm like, okay, what does he look like now? But I'm looking at these photos and it was how he looked like, it was like how he was in 2018. And I'm looking at the photos and it was like last time he posted was 2018, 2019. Like he just has Instagram to like, just like be on the Instagram basics, and whatever. And I was like he even now he doesn't even post. Like I'm like, post me, and he's like, all right, like if you really want me to, like okay.
Forget it.
Like, he's like, you know, I don't post. But he posts me.
Yeah,
you know? He posts me on his story and stuff, which is cute. But anyway, I guess we're gonna
start gushing
because it's like not a big deal for him to post anything. Like he doesn't post anything. But like I'm like, you know, like you could post me on girlfriends, you know, National Girlfriend's Day and stuff.
Bro,
like
don't get me started on Girlfriend's Day because that thing is 6 times a year, and and I'm always extra single every Girlfriend's Day. I'm like, no, and then girlfriends start popping. I'm like, you didn't have a girlfriend yesterday.
Yeah,
like I'm
what's
just
going
like,
on?
who's this? Like, oh, we gotta bring back MCMs and WCWs. I miss people just.
Oh my God.
Professing their love on social media.
Oh my God, you just unlocked a memory in my brain. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yep.
We were bold. Like that's a bold thing to do. Like no shame.
I think that's how I'm hard launching my next boyfriend a year in. Like it's gonna be 1 year anniversary. Hashtag MCM. Deactivating my Instagram. Not deactivating, but just logging off and just kind of like just seeing what I was like. Yeah.
But yeah, so like he didn't post me and stuff, and then like, I mean like. Sorry, he didn't post me. He posted me, whatever. I was talking about he didn't post himself like recently. And then, so I was like, oh my God, I still went on a date. And I was like, oh my God, how's he gonna look? And then he was very handsome. Yeah. And he had a glow up. I mean, he was like very cute. He just like had a baby face.
Yeah, from what you remembered enough, he wasn't ugly.
He was just like a baby face, you know? So, and I don't really remember him. Like we literally said hi and bye. And it was like, whatever, you know, when I was like chilling with that best friend and whatever. And then I saw him and I was like, oh,
you look mature. You look grown.
So handsome. Yeah, he really did. And like even since we started dating and now, like it's crazy how men are at this age they're maturing more. Like I feel like I matured like at like 15, 16. Yeah. And then like I'm like kind of the same since then. Like I've changed, but like maybe my body changed a little bit, whatever. But like still it's like very minimal changes, like nothing crazy. Like I chopped my hair. That's nothing.
I don't know. I feel like my face is morphing all the time. But that's
body's morphing. And I have that too sometimes.
But yeah, guys don't look like their pictures almost ever. They don't know how to take a single selfie. They don't know how to use a phone. They don't know how to work a camera. And if they do, then you should be suspicious. Because if you look too good in all your pictures, either it's because a girl took them or because you're just really into yourself. You know,
oh my God.
When you go online, there's that one picture. It's the one picture that they're at dinner. And you see that their arms are like kind of half crossed and they're looking off to the left and to the right. And it's the same picture. And I always know it's always the girlfriend who's like, oh, can you just look that way? But I'm just going to sneak a picture. And they're like, oh, okay. And it's always their best picture ever. How many of those do you have of your boyfriend? A lot.
I have a lot, yeah. like they're in my my thing.
That's the girlfriend picture.
Well, he had a couple of those, but it literally was his friends that took the picture. Like he had them
just
tagged
really
and
good
everything.
friends.
Like they're good friends. The pictures weren't that good though.
Oh, see,
they were like okay.
Gotcha.
I feel like I taught him how to take pictures and like how to.
There's a girlfriend glow up. That's a thing.
There is a thing. I know. I saw like I mean I don't have TikTok, but I saw YouTube Shorts. Of that trend. Don't at me. I know. I feel like that tells my age, like a little bit. Like,
yeah, because I don't do that.
Yeah. Do you have TikTok?
No.
I downloaded it,
I
but
watch
couldn't
TikToks through Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram or like YouTube Shorts, but not. Stop laughing. Stop laughing because you're posting this on YouTube and hashtag. That's what
I'm thinking. Right, I'm like, fuck. Already demonetized.
I tried downloading TikTok and I really didn't get into it much. I tried posting.
I think for me as a creator, a video content creator, using a whole other platform when I'm so used to Premiere and I'm so used to using like what I use for editing, that is just like, oh my gosh, you want me to use my clunky thumbs? And then the rave about CapCut, everyone's like, oh, do you use CapCut to edit? And it's like, it doesn't make it easier for me. I'm good with my presets on Motion Array, adding them to Premiere, and then just uploading the full thing because it's
for sure.
It's too much. Everyone's like, you should get a TikTok. I'm like,
it's not the same. Like it's not. I mean, I know like some like videographers and like editors that do post on TikTok, but they post about like their work and stuff like that. But you could tell that the quality is like much like just it's more like
TikTok is made for cheap content.
Yeah.
And when the quality's too good, you don't even trust it anymore.
Yeah.
Because you're like, no, this is an ad.
Yeah.
And I feel like Instagram is more made for that.
That's what that guy's videos do look like. They end up looking like an ad. Like this guy that I'm talking about, like it looks like an ad, and I'm just. But I mean, I appreciate it because I like this is.
But
like
the usual TikTok user, it's like
and it was really hard for him to come up. But he actually does have a lot of followers on TikTok now, and he finally got like a little bit more followers on Instagram and stuff. Like he was trying to break through on Instagram. It was so difficult. Yeah. But still, like it's just not as much. Like you know, he didn't like renegade and then like get like 5 million likes for renegading. Do you remember? Like
I tried to learn it once and I was over it. I was so over it. Yeah. But I think the best way for videographers to really even there's a certain type of like niche videographer, photographer that makes it, I think, on like platforms like TikTok, and it's the ones that say, hey, like I'm gonna make a 5-second video for you, like are you down? And they like go up to this random like, you know, like this fruit stand, or they go up to a random restaurant and they're like, oh yeah, cool, and they do all this crazy stuff and they make this cool ad, but that's like so niche that I'm like, all right, well I record weddings, so like what we doing here? But
I mean, it's like, I guess it's like a fun thing for kids, but I don't know. Personally, also like, I don't know if the TikTok ban is happening. Is that happening? Isn't that supposed to be like it's set that it is happening?
So it is, as of right now, at this moment in time, it's set that it's happening unless ByteDance finds an American buyer within the next 6 months.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I think they have until December.
Oh, wow.
I think.
All right.
Yeah, so.
Okay, so we'll see. We'll update.
Yeah.
We'll update after.
I was famous on Instagram.
Were you really?
In middle school because I was a Justin Bieber fan page. And at that time, 2,000 followers was wild because nobody was really on Instagram. Because Instagram has been out for a long time. And like I said, I was in middle school and I had like sepia filtered pictures of Justin Bieber. And it was just so much Justin Bieber. And it's his feed is Justin because Justin also just came out at the time. And I was just posting away. And then when Instagram became a thing for everybody else, I just deleted all of Justin Bieber pictures and I just made it my own Instagram. And everyone was like, oh my God, Erica's so popular. She has so many followers, blah, blah, blah. And
these fan pages, like, Yeah,
and then I finally matured and was like, I don't want to be this fake anymore. And I just made a new page. But that was my thing. Justin Bieber, were you Justin Bieber or One Direction when you were younger?
I was more One Direction, but I look back at it now and like I do think Justin Bieber is very talented. I really do, and I think that I did like a lot of his songs. I just never was like a believer. Like I never went super hard for him, but I did for One Direction for like a short period of time. I even went to their concert and stuff.
I wish I went to a One Direction concert before they broke up.
I'm like glad that I could say that I went to their concert and stuff. Yeah, because it's just like a time. You know?
No, I feel like my mom gained respect for Justin Bieber after the first concert because I went with her.
Oh my God.
She came with me to the first one. I thought she was gonna fall asleep, and she had a time.
That's so cute. No, he's a great performer. He really is. I mean, I don't know how he is recently. I don't even know if he's performing really, but like I just remember back then. It was like his peak, really. I think you know when
the Christmas album was it for me.
Boyfriend, Christmas album, all of that. Like that was definitely like his peak.
It was like right in between the bad boy phase, but not really. But before the R&B, it was something. It was the hair.
How do you feel about him being like a father, becoming a father? I'm happy for him because didn't he like want?
He's been wanting kids for forever. Yeah. And you know Haley's career took priority, and then I guess she finally was like, you know what, I want a family, but I'm hurt.
Because you thought you were gonna have the kids with him.
Yeah, I was.
So that's when you would have had kids if it was with Justin Bieber.
I was the one less only girl. You know.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I want to see the baby. Like
I want to say it's mine. That's so funny.
Yeah, and it just like my mom used to always say like, oh, it's just a phase, like the boy band phase. She still loves Justin Timberlake, so I don't know why she lied to me all these years. Like I was just like, no, it's not a phase. Like that's my man.
Yeah, and
yeah, he still is. Like I love him. I really like when Stuck With You came out with him and Ariana Grande. I was like, he's singing like young Justin again. Oh my God, because you know he does his little R&B. So I'm like, that's cool, but like, where's Pop Justin? Come.
Yeah,
and yeah. I love that man. I don't know. So many things come out about him, but there's some uncancelable souls out there, and Justin Bieber's one of them for me.
For you.
Him, Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars can do all the drugs he wants. I don't care. That's my man.
I
He
think
could be
Bruno
as short
Mars,
as he is.
He's an amazing performer. I love it. Like literally, I always say like the most iconic Super Bowl performances for me was definitely Shakira, J-Lo, Bruno Mars, Justin Timberlake. Those are like the top 3 for me.
Yeah.
And then obviously like, you know, when Michael Jackson and stuff like at that
Yeah.
time, like,
Yeah.
you know, obviously, but I'm just saying like out of the more recent ones and stuff, like they gave amazing performances.
You
for
know,
me.
what's crazy for
Top
me is I
3.
went to a Bruno Mars concert, and I don't want to say I was underwhelmed, but I realized he gives his all even in his like award show performances.
Yeah.
That I was expecting even more at his concert, but it was just like equal.
Okay.
And I was just kind of like, but then I'm thinking like, no, I still got freaking streamers and all these things flying in the sky and all these dancers and instruments. I was like, he's still great. It's just at least dull it down for the award shows then, because now you're not giving me much to like wonder.
Yeah.
That was my thing. I still love him though. I just kept looking at the Jumbotron though, because I want to forget that he's like my height.
Yeah. What about artists that like aren't like American or, you know, super popular in America? Like, you know, I went to there's this French artist. His name is Stromae. He's incredible. You definitely know like a few of his songs. They were popping in like the US. It was like it was Papa Ute. It was Alone Dance. Like, you know, the one that's like we don't get copyrighted, right? Do you know about this stuff right now?
No, we have like 10 seconds of every song, but like we're not. If you're singing it, I don't think it counts at all.
But I sing it so well that it sounds just like the song. So
my bad.
Yeah, no copyright. No, but like, so anyway, he's incredible. I actually bought tickets for my family and my boyfriend. We all, like, I was like, I'm spending money on this. Like, we're all going to watch him. My family's like a huge fan of his.
Oh.
And I was like nervous because I was like, he's amazing on like screen, like his music videos, his music. And I wonder how it's going to be in life, because you never know how it's going to be in real life.
Yeah.
He was amazing. And like
so nice.
the artistry was so unique. And he literally he didn't have backup dancers or anything. He had like 4 guys that were like playing on instruments like behind him. And that was basically as much as it came as like having like anybody in backup.
Yeah.
And then like it was just him like dancing, and he's like this really tall dude, and he's like super flexible. And he was just so humble. Like, this was in Madison Square Garden, and it was supposed to be one day.
Yeah.
He got it for 2 because like tickets sold out. So he did a second day, and he was like mentioning that at the end of the concert. And he was like, thank you guys so much. Like, it's insane to me. Like, I'm in Madison Square Garden and I have like a second day. And he took like probably 10-15 minutes towards the end of the concert to thank everybody that worked there. Literally people that even like were like just cleaning up afterwards. Like, he literally mentioned their names. And he was like, thank you for like keeping everything clean. Like, I've never like seen artists do this. And I don't know, it was just such an amazing experience.
No, for me, I think that's the best type of concert experience. It's either like you go to a concert and that's when you realize you like an artist, or you go to a concert and you realize like you should probably love them and not just like them, because it's like concerts are you get to see them. I think that's the closest you can see any celebrity be a human. Yeah. Like, it's not like nothing's edited. Like, you're there, you see them. If they fall, they fall, and you see how they get back up, or like whatever happens, and
however
it's in real time. Yeah, you just kind of see everything. And that's part of how I felt, I think, when I saw Ed Sheeran, because Ed Sheeran, like, he doesn't dance. He's just this guy who's just got his guitar, does his thing. Yeah. He loops the whole song. Like, he does I don't even know how to explain it. Like, he plays a little guitar part, and then he loops it on the machine, and then he does the next part. Like, he is the whole band. Right. And I'm like, what? And he did it for every song. To me, I was just like, your brain has to be wired in such a different... Because what if you just messed up one of the loops? Like, that's very much possibility. And he's just doing his thing. Like, that's...
Yeah, I heard a lot of great things about him.
No, and even, like, he writes a lot of songs. This is one documentary that's on YouTube. I just randomly found it. It's not... I think it's like an hour long or something. And I don't know. But it was so good. I saw him... It's where you see him write Love Yourself. Yeah. And that song was a hit. And he made that thing in, like... I don't want to say minutes because it could have been edited or whatever. But the flow of just like getting a melody together and putting words together. Because that's one thing. When it comes to songwriting, I'm like, you hear my brain, like when I speak, go a mile a minute. And I'm just like, if it's nothing like what Busta Rhymes is doing, I don't know how I can make melodies. Because I'm just like, when I talk. So I'm just like, to like put things in a way that makes sense and just like la 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 it's insane to me.
I think it's insane. And there's like a lot of artists that are like this, and it's like, but like also like a handful, you know? But it's just so amazing when you see that their brains like work that way.
But they're the most humble
insane.
ones though, because they're the ones behind the scenes.
Yes, 100%. Speaking of, you brought up Busta Rhymes. Love Busta Rhymes. My dad is huge fan of Busta Rhymes.
What?
Why, you don't love Busta Rhymes?
I mean, he's cool, but like...
No, like, are you kidding me? The way that he raps so fast, like, no, that never like intrigued you so much.
Not really.
I literally like love Busta Rhymes. I don't know. I think it stems from my dad, because my dad, like, he loves Busta Rhymes. Like, he really does. He, like, no, he has, like, amazing, like, songs, especially his older. So I don't know, like, if he has any new songs coming out. Like, I'm not, like, a Busta Rhymes, like, follower. Like, I don't follow what he does. But, like, he's so talented. Like, he's one of those, like, who raps like that? Do you rap like that? I don't rap like that. Like,
I don't rap at
Busta
all.
Rhymes does. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
he's great. And I wanted to bring this up because... I basically like also like, you know, Ludacris. I mean, you know Ludacris.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and I told you about it when I saw him at the. Did I ever tell you?
No.
I accidentally saw him at the hotel, like at a hotel.
What?
Yeah. So it was my boyfriend and I. We were walking around in Dumbo, and there's like, you know, the Brooklyn One Hotel. So it's like you could just go in there and chill in the lounge and stuff like that and whatever. So we were just like walking around in Dumbo, everything, and then we were like, oh, let's go check into like the Brooklyn One or whatever, just to like see like the lounge and stuff. It's like beautiful. It's like a whole garden and stuff. And so we're passing by, and I'm like, oh, like let's like see how like the floor is looking or whatever. And so I click the elevator door, you know, we're waiting, it opens, and I'm literally like face to face with Ludacris. And and it was crazy because I like, it processed in my brain, and I just had this face. It was like, you know, like this smile. And I gasped, but I held it in. Like, obviously, I'm not going to scream it. Like, I'm not like
I'll
Hot
start
Boy.
singing Baby.
No, I'm... But, like, I'm not Hot Boy like that. But he saw that I noticed. Yeah. And he was like, how you doing? You know, and he smiled and he walked away. And it was so funny because he was actually shorter than I thought in real life. Like, he was like my height, yeah.
Aww.
He was like 5'5", which is really cute. Maybe he's a little taller. I'm
Little
going to give him
Luda.
that. But it was him, and he was so... Like, you could just tell he was such a nice guy. And I was obviously not me Hot Boy, but I told the security guard there, I was like, I saw Ludacris. It was so exciting. But, like, so, like, living in New York, have you seen any celebrities?
I've seen a few. I think my first ever celebrity encounter was Dylan Sprouse, because there was a craze about the Sprouse twins when we were like freshmen in high school, because they lived out here.
I used to love Dylan Sprouse.
Yeah,
like,
so
Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, I was like Zach all the way.
Yeah, everyone was running into these boys, and I was just like,
Wow.
I was like, I'm bound to run into one of them. So it was a field day at school.
That's crazy.
And we leave early, and there's me and two other girls, and we're walking, and he passes by, and me and one of the girls, we look at each other, and we're like, no way.
Right.
No way is that who we think it is. So I'm 14 at the time, so I'm like giggling.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, so we're just gonna we're just gonna make a U-turn, because we were crossing paths. So I was just like, we're making a U-turn, and we're gonna walk. So the third girl we were with didn't even notice like what me and the other girl were on.
Yeah.
She was just like, I guess we're just making a U-turn. I was like, girl, please get out. And we're like giggling after like we filled the other girl in, and we're giggling walking behind him. And then this other girl sees us, because I guess she saw him first and then saw us behind him. She comes out of a restaurant. So now there's four of us giggling, following him probably for like 2 blocks, probably the creepiest thing. And then we finally catch up to him, and we're like, hi. and he's like, hi. He was like, I heard you guys for like the past. And we were just,
Oh my God, I would have been so red.
And like me, I don't know, I have like the anxiety override. I was like, well, yeah, can you please have a picture? Like, I was just full on like I knew the guy. And then, bro, the picture, I don't understand what came over me or why I thought this was okay. Yeah. I took a regular picture. He said, and the other one, bro, I'm literally like this on him, like full on koalaing this man. Yeah. And he's just smiling in it. And then we got our pictures and we went on our merry ways.
Oh my God, do you still have that somewhere?
It's got to be on a hard drive somewhere, because that picture, I thought I was so cool.
Yeah, really quickly though, like when you messaged me that you were doing this, I was so excited for you. Really? Because I always thought that you're such a character, like in a good way. Like you really are so outgoing outgoing. You're so open, and even like your laugh. Like I absolutely love your laugh. You make
My
me laugh
hyena.
loud.
Yeah.
Like I have that in me, but I've been suppressing it. But you just let it out of me. When
Yeah.
we came
Because I just let it out. Yeah.
And I love that. So when you told me, I was like, this is such a great idea. And I've always like wanted to do a podcast, but I don't think it's my time yet. You know.
You know, a lot of people keep telling me that, and I think everyone has gotten to a point where they're like, they'll sit with me and they'll just kind of be on some like, I don't mind being a guest on yours, but I just wouldn't do my own. And it just translates to like, because I had other friends say, I just don't want to do all the work.
Yeah, it's
just
a lot. It really is a lot.
Yeah, this is gonna be like my second full-time job, but honestly, I don't mind it. Like this incorporates everything that I'm into, like video editing, everything.
You have that work ethic. Like you work, girl.
This is
work it.
I don't know. I'm really excited. Like I don't see this being on my couch for, forever. Eventually, it's gonna be in a studio. Eventually, I'm gonna be on billboards. Eventually, people are gonna be calling me to be on the podcast, and I don't think that's crazy to say. So
no, it's not manifestation.
I think you guys should stay tuned because I am gonna be somebody. So with that being said, so keep listening wherever you listen to podcasts, and thank you for listening. Bye.